Welcome to Orange Hustle. I am Coach Jack, your women's basketball head coach here at Syracuse University. I'm just here to try to enlighten you on our program and what we've been doing and what we're going to do and what our aspirations are for this upcoming season. And I have been blessed with a young lady who's going to actually carry me through this whole process. Her name is Dominique Darius. She is a transfer from USC, and she has all the points to push us through this amazing podcast, my first and only podcast. And we're going to talk about some fun things about building strong connections with our fans, our family, and the Syracuse community. We're going to offer an authentic voice, which is really poignant. You know, a lot of people come at you from like what you want to hear, what you think they think you need to hear. We're going to come from the authentic side, and hopefully we can embrace you with who we are. We're going to empower young women. That's our thought process. Our process is to empower young people in general, but if we have to have a choice of this matter, we're going to choose women. Not a lot of people choose women. Today and through this podcast, we're going to choose women. And we're going to create a legacy platform. People can come here and listen and talk with us and talk about what they want to leave behind. And it could be as little as, you know, I just want people to know my name. And it could be as great as I want to change the way the world works. And so with that being said, I'm going to let Dom carry me through this amazing podcast. And I want to thank her first for allowing me to be a part of her world as a coach and as a mentee, I should say, of an old coach trying to grow a young lady.
Yeah, no, Coach, I appreciate that. Well, I'll introduce myself. Yes, I'm Dominique Darius, transfer from USC. And before I start to ask you some questions, I want to give people a little background of, like, you know, how I came to SU, because I think it's a very interesting story just with the ties that we had. And so if y'all didn't know, my dad is Dominique Darius, so he played here at SU. You and my mom went to the same high school.
Let's go,
my mom
Bulldogs
is from
in the house.
Coach Jack is from Syracuse. And I think just knowing how my high school career went, and then, you know, didn't get a chance to really recruit me as much as you wanted coming out of high school, but then how it came kind of full circle moment here. And I'm just grateful to be here, honestly, just blessed that I think we always talked about our paths aligned at the right time, you know, and I think what you provide for me and what I could give to you as my coach, it just perfectly is in alignment to what I want to do and what you're trying to do with your program. And everything. So thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, and hopefully we have a lot more episodes. I think this will be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Doing this with you.
But I need to clarify one thing. I actually recruited you really hard. Oh. You know, I was at Little Buffalo, but you're a five-star player, you know, and you're a student athlete that really has some really strong talent. Mm-hmm. And I just watched your career over at UCLA, and I watched your career at USC, and I was hoping that we'd have an opportunity. You know, you kind of hope, and you realize it's getting to a close end where it may not be a possibility. Mm-hmm. And then when this opportunity presented itself, I went 100 miles an hour because I just want you to realize how good you are and what you bring to this game and your authenticity and the way you do it and the way you do it was enough. And I just think that the world's going to see this incredible student athlete that I waited 4 years patiently for the most part, impatiently sometimes. And here we are right now. Orange Nation, get ready. She's here now.
Yeah, and I love that, and I appreciate that, Coach. This year's going to be amazing. I'm excited for it. But before we get into talking about, you know, future goals and everything, I want you to kind of bring us, I think you do a great job of, before I even came here, I would see videos of you and just like how passionate you are as a coach. And I would always hear like little nuggets that you would say. And I think for this year, you said we're not building just players. We're building the season of the woman. So can you kind of walk us through what that means for you as a coach and why you came up with that?
You know, I just watched how athletics in general has evolved. This is my 38th year in the business, and I totally understand how the toast is buttered, if you will, and it's through football, right? And then it's men's basketball, and it's men's sports, and you know, you look at the majority of our administration is male dominant, and I appreciate the fact that I was able to be a part of that. that world, and I'm so appreciative of being still a part of that world. But it got to come a time when we got to stand for something where you want to leave a legacy.
Right.
And I think this is the year. I think this is the year that we celebrate women. You know, it's a lot going on in our world right now, and I think that our young people have been really working hard in the dark, women. I think that we have discovered women's basketball throughout the country, not so much here at Syracuse. And if we bring attention to the season of the woman, maybe more will come and listen and watch and get involved with our program and then women in general, and really feel like, you know what, I do some things for women, but what if I really pour into them? How good can we become, not just as a women's basketball program or just women in general, but as a city, as a community, as a country.
What does it mean to you to see where women's basketball is today? I know, like you mentioned, you know, a lot of the sports that generate a lot of money are football and big sports like that. And, you know, the time is changing to where women are really getting respect and, you know, people are investing into women's sports. So what does it mean to you as someone that has seen the game evolve and has been through a lot of stages as a coach, as a player? What does that mean to you to see the involvement of women's basketball?
It's exciting right now. It's really most exciting that somebody that grew up right here in Syracuse is the back burner of something special. You know, Brianna Stewart played here in Syracuse, with those school right down the road, and she ended up going to University of Connecticut, won 4 national titles, and our city didn't really still kind of embrace her to be something really significant. And then she decided to go play some pro overseas and won championships all over the world. And then she decided that she's not going to just let WNBA be the answer to all women.
Right.
I'm going to create something too, me and my college teammate.
Yeah.
How cool was that? And Unrivaled presented itself. And the salary that she paid each person was over 6 figures, and I'm just in awe of this community. I'm really excited about that a woman has decided to emerge and become, and not just go alone, but bring others with her. And so to see that happen, it just kind of inspires me to just keep fighting the good fight all over the country. You go over to where you came from, sold out arenas. You go to UConn, sold out arenas. We played at UConn in the NCAA tournament. We had over 2.3 million viewers, and here at Syracuse, we're not there yet. And if we continue to bring more attention to the season of the woman, I think that people are going to come here and understand why I love this game so much, why I've done this thing for 38 years, why I know things are shortchanged a little bit for us sometimes, but I keep going because I just think that my legacy may not be I got it done, but maybe somebody like you can come back and say, let me finish the job that Coach Jack started. I'm just on the shoulders of people like Barbara Jacobs and Mariana Freeman who came before me, and my hope is that I can make it better, and then the person behind me can make it even greater. So I think we're on the verge. We're right on the cusp. I think this is a fun season, a fun team. We went out and got some really cool players like yourself and others. And I really could have thought about this when I had this young lady named Deasia Fair here 2 years ago, and but I thought the city wasn't ready yet, and to say this is the season of the woman. But what we did with nothing or little has opened the eyes of many here. But now, I know what we have that's in that locker room, that's on that practice court, the Mello Center. I think that you will be remiss not to join us to at least peekaboo one or two times. But once you come and watch, you're going to realize you're going to want more. Right. And so that's where the season of the woman evolves.
I think what you touched on a lot is culture within women's basketball, Syracuse. What does culture mean to you? I think that's something a lot of coaches preach, and I think it could mean different to everybody. But culture, what does that what does that mean to you as a head coach?
Say what you mean and mean what you say, and stand on your own thought process. And a lot of people give you advice, especially when you're winning. They want to cut you down when you lose.
Right.
But one thing that I always thought that was important is that how I treat a person is exactly how I would want somebody to treat my own son. And what does that look like in the Leggett household, Leggett Jack household, where I've come from, where my husband came from? One thing that we stood for is do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It's not when everybody's watching, it's when no one's watching. Mm-hmm. And I think that is the beginning of a foundation of us in culture. And it's important that you decide that greatness belongs to all of us. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, they look better, or they're playing better, or they got more wins, or they got more money. What do we stand for? Mm-hmm. What does that locker room look like to us on a daily basis? And it evolves a little bit. You're going to bring more to this program, and then we're going to kind of tweak our culture a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the premise of our culture is the backbone of my family, which is Leggett Jack, and this lady named Thalia Leggett. And every day I wake up and I try to make her proud. How do I make her proud? I do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I make mistakes. I raise my hand. That, to me, is the foundation of the culture that we're trying to create here.
Mm-hmm. When you think about this year for us as a team, culture-wise, what was your goal when you went to the portal and in sense of trying to recreate a culture? Because, obviously last year didn't go as well as you planned, and as a coach you have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, this is the type of culture I need to have back in my locker room or on the court. So when you went to that transfer portal, what did the idea of culture look like to you with every piece? It didn't have to go down the line, that's a lot of players, but just as a whole, like the type of players that you try to recruit, knowing that this is the type of culture of people that you want in the locker room, on the court, getting extra work in, and being around Syracuse family.
First, I want to thank John Wildhack has given us a financial background where I could have went and got multiple players, or the player if I needed to, that makes the crowd go, ooh. Mm-hmm. That's not who we are. That's not what we're trying to create here. Every person that we signed in the portal had some strong sense of family, faith, and work ethic. And you didn't have to be the best in your position or the best at the game. It just had to be what fit our family. We had a really good team last year. I don't know if that was the right culture for me. It didn't fit me, and I didn't fit them. And they're good kids, and I love them dearly, but it didn't mesh. But one thing I loved about everyone we went after aggressively were people that I felt like can be coached by me, and I can coach them. And I put a high premium on that. And some people said, the financial number you put in with these young people doesn't fit the talent. The talent comes when the people fit. And so I went after people and put a high premium on who I can coach and who can be coached by me. I'm a tough coach. I'm passionate. I'm enthusiastic. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to hug you hard. Can you handle that? And there's some players, I met a couple of them this summer, asking me, how come you didn't come after me, coach? Because I think we're better friends at a distance. Right. And I thought that the people we were able to get are the kids the young ladies, I should say, that I can really, really push till they can really discover their total dream, and I can really be a witness to it. And it's going to take a quick turnaround because 3 of you are going to graduate in a year, and I got to really get you to that place very quickly. Right. But I thought there was going to be a situation where every single one of you all that we signed are ready for the push and are ready for the wings to be able to flap so you can fly. Okay.
Yeah. So as a player that's been with different programs, I can, testify how powerful and how important culture is. As a coach, though, it's only been like a week or so since, been in practice and summer workouts, or 2 weeks almost. But from what you've seen in these first 2 weeks, what, as a coach, do you expect from this team this year?
I expect you guys to come in and be free and fly around that floor and not pigeonhole yourself into a point guard or a 2 guard or a 3. You're a player. And one thing I want to do is be able to put you in a position to be free and to fly around that floor and help us have success. I just really believe that if we have success, everyone's going to have success. Amen. From the person that gets 5 points to the person that don't play to the person that's giving us 25 minutes a game. You know, we had a pretty good team, tied the most wins in the history of Indiana University on the backs of a young lady named Kim Roberson. And Kim started, but Kim might have averaged about 5 points a game, you know, maybe 4 or 5 rebounds, but the most impactful, important person on that team because she cares so much about everybody getting paid, if you will. And she'll be in a layup position and she'll make the pass to somebody that's get even closer because they needed to score more. I think that with this group we have right now, everybody is about the win. It was indicative today in our run. We had to run, you know, gassers, and one of your teammates didn't make the gassers, and so the whole team had to redo it again. And nobody looked left and right saying, hey, why you guys didn't? It was none of that. It was like, let's go. We're in overtime. And that's a team that's percolating for something bigger than themselves. We want to win every game, believe me. And we want to get to the national title game. You know what it feels like to be in that kind of position. And so do some of your other teammates. I certainly believe that I know what that feels like. We've gotten close. But most important than anything, I want us to really know that every day you give 100%, that's a day that God said, you've arrived to somewhere special. And I want us to take that with us. And I think the most impactful thing that we're going to do is we're going to win. We're going to tell our story. But when you get to be between 22 to 25, you're going to see me and my greatness. That's when I work the hardest for you. And I think that you guys sense that about me, and I think that I know that about you all. And I think that when you get on the court, you're going to be out there to be able to be free. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to raise your hand. You're going to get the next shot, and you're going to like, oh gosh, I know coach is going to sub me out. No, I thought that you tried. I thought that loose ball was almost there. You dove on the floor. You didn't get it. Let's go back on defense. But there's going to be times I'm going to take you out, and you're going to think you're going to be doing great. But I got to take you out because the momentum has to go a little bit higher. And it's not anything you've done wrong. It's going to be something you've done right that get us in that position. And you're going to understand that as you get to know me and as we get to know each other on bus rides to the books that we read and the conversation that we're going to have. This isn't about Felicia Leggett Jack anymore. This is about the season of the woman, and it's about you guys emerging into that womanhood.
Definitely. As we, segue to, as we wrap up everything, there's a segment called On the Rise. We want to highlight a freshman or newcomer. So from these first 2 weeks, who is someone that you want to give a shout out to from these past 2 weeks of summer workouts? And don't say me. Don't say me. You can't say me. I'm off the table.
Oh, you know what I can't say is anybody, because one thing about me, when you sign down that dotted line to be my team, my player, you all become my daughters. And there's not one person more spectacular than my other daughter. And so I see you, I see Layla, I see UC, I see Big O, I see Coop, I see everybody. I see Cam, I see Liv leading, I see Sophie getting ready to emerge. I see him, I see Kiera, I see Shot, I see all 15 of you guys, and I love you guys, and I know every day it may not be the greatness that you've brought today, but tomorrow, I'd say this, hold on to tomorrow, because tomorrow, I know she's coming. I believe in her. I believe in each one of you guys with so much of my heart that one of them you didn't really make the impact all of us has. We get links of the day. We get, in private, I will always tell y'all the truth. But when I'm talking out there and there's somebody listening on the radio or television, y'all better not think one of my players better than the other one or less than the other one, because we're coming as a unit together, and we're coming as a family. It's our family versus their team. And I just really, and I believe it with my whole heart, every day somebody done something different. You in that weight room, Big O receiving you, looking at UC run today, Shy just getting better on the court. I mean, Kiera leading, and I'm watching, Justice struggle in the weight room, and Kiera get on the floor and lay on the ground and push her back up. I mean, those are the things that I'm hoping this community get a chance to see, because every day one of my young ladies grow into something else, and that's called closer to womanhood. And if you don't want to get up, be a witness of this, step aside because you are missing out.
For sure. And that's a wrap for me, Coach. I think this is a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really beneficial for the community to just hear your voice and to really know Coach Jack on a deeper level. And obviously, you know, you get the opportunity to really showcase and explain and tell people more about us as players. But I think knowing what you've done for this university and this community, I think it's only right that you have a voice, you know, for women's basketball first, but obviously as us, as your players and even yourself. And just grateful for the opportunity to be here, Coach, and to be here with you and to really experience this year. And I'm just excited. So I appreciate, you know, having me on here and even having the idea. Shout out to Coach Caleb in the back. You can't see him, but shout out to him for this idea and everything. But yeah, Coach, appreciate you. I had a lot of fun.
I appreciate you, and I'm already excited about your tomorrows and with your sisters and us together. And, you know, I don't like to speak. I really don't. I know it seems weird, but I know I have to now. And in order to bring another young lady up, I have to lead them and get out there. And so we're going to come. We're going to be right. We're going to be wrong, but we're going to be loud and we're going to be boisterous. And one thing you're going to always remember this season is that we're coming. And we come in with no apologies, and we're coming with authenticity.
She said it all, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Orange Hustle. I'll see you guys next episode.
Let's go.